Guess what day it is? It's a happy mail day. So let's see what we got this time. And we'll check out our new cards. I have not seen any of these yet, so I'm seeing them for the very first time, just like you. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this one. So, got 3 different decks in here. We have Mindscapes Tarot, Sisterhood of the Seers Oracle, and the Psychic Tarot Pocket Oracle deck. Let's check them out. Okay, first one that's right up here is the Psychic Tarot Pocket Oracle deck. It's another one of those little cool pocket decks that come in the little mini tins. Oh, and it's an early release, actually, so it doesn't actually go on sale until Sunday. So the 1st. So that is pretty cool. Let's check it out here. I'm gonna set those down there. Let's see what we got. You got your little reference guidebook, and it's so itty bitty. Ooh, I think I like this one already, actually. Let's see here. Slide that off. Harmony. So it looks like this actually, the way it's set up, all these cards come in different. I'm wondering if, my guess is that each of the different colors of the cards are going to correspond with what type of topic the card has. So anyway, let's see here. This deck is created by John Holland, and the art is by John Matson and Van Dorn Hinnant III. Says a 65 card deck blends the wisdom of traditional tarot with psychic development techniques to help strengthen your intuition. Whether you're a new reader or already deeply in tune with your psychic abilities, this deck will help you gain deep insight anytime and anywhere. Okay, let's flip a couple cards, huh? Let's see what we got. So the first thing that I notice with these cards is that they're super easy to shuffle. They don't stick together or anything like that. They're really smooth. I like those kind of cards better. Those ones that stick together, you really got to work with them for so long before you can finally use them and they're not sticking together, and you're actually, otherwise you're doing readings and you're constantly getting the exact same cards over and over because they're stuck together. So, Spiritual Union. This is the first card that I pulled out of this deck. Let's see what else we got. Woo, we got them flying out. Then we've got Memories of Love. It's the next one. And finally, Stand Your Ground. I can definitely say that right now in my life, this is a deck that is speaking directly to me. It may be speaking to one of you watching out there too, but definitely speaking to me quite a bit. And I'll tell you why. So right now I've been really going through a lot of transitional phases in my life, and things stuff is getting stirred up again. There's Dark Night of the Soul stuff going on again. Thankfully, because I recognize it, it's not hitting me quite as hard, and I'm being able to maneuver through those dark nights and feel them out a little bit more, and I've got a better grasp on why they're there and what I need to do for it. And I can tell you right now, this card, this is definitely what this is, my dark night right now of the things that have been coming up, this little bit of transition through the dark night right now. This is exactly what it's guiding me to do. right here, stand my ground. I've often been somebody that just does way too much for other people, and I don't get that same back in return. And I'm in a point in my life now where I know that I have got to stay true to myself, and I've got to stand up for myself if something is not working out or situations arise that are not benefiting me. I've made promises to myself that I will not tolerate certain things, certain behaviors and things like that from people anymore. And so that definitely is speaking to me and reminding me that, yes, I need to stand my ground. I need to make sure that I'm doing that. I also had memories of love too. And I will say that when it comes to that, that is an area that my mind goes back to a lot. A lot of times in my life, I've had moments where I've had little bits and pieces of really feeling loved, and then there's been a whole lot of them where I don't. And I cling on to those memories. And a lot of times then, because I'm clinging on to those memories and those feelings that I had before, I'm not opening myself up and being able to recognize the opportunities when love is being presented to me again. So that card really spoke to me too. And then we have spiritual union. And, well, interestingly enough, right now, with the spiritual union stuff, I've noticed that a lot of people that were on my spiritual path have drifted off differently. I've drifted away, they've drifted away, and I've reconnected with others. I have also... I've met my twin flame recently, and so there's been a lot of shadow work stuff going on between the two of us, so it's kind of been cool. There's been a lot of spiritual unions and things like that taking place with that. So that's that deck, a little bit with that. Let's move on to the next one. And as always, like, if you see a deck that you on here that you are interested in or you'd like to get a reading with before actually purchasing the deck itself, please feel free to message me and we can do that. Oh, I already really feel like I love the artwork on this one. So this is the Mindscapes Tarot. So let's check this one out. So this one, let's see. Oh, so this is an early release as well. This one does not get released until July. So you've got about a month before this one comes up. It says, explore visionary landscapes and profound symbolism in the stunning 80 card tarot deck. Hand drawn in oil pastel in the style of classical landscape painting, perfect for gaining clarity, creative inspiration, or a deeper connection with the universal flow. Mindscapes Tarot is a transformative window to your innermost self and a catalyst for personal growth. Awesome. We all need that, right? So, comes with your guidebook. This one is by John A. Rice. So he has done the artwork and came up with the deck himself. So let's check this one out here. So you're going to have your typical cards, starting with the Fool, of course. So I noticed these cards are some of those that kind of tend to stick a little bit at first, so you're gonna want to be using them a bit, and breaking them in quite a bit before they start kind of gliding a little bit smoother. Oh, we got cards popping out already at us. Let's see here. Oh. So it threw us 4, and as you know, when I get these doubles, so this one was up, this is the 4 of Tides. So I'm going to take a sneak peek into the book, but I am assuming that your Tides is probably going to be the similar or the same as Cups. That is going to be my guess, just because of the water element being present in both, but we'll see. So with these, as you know, I always do choice cards when I have these. When they flip out upside down like that, I give myself little choice cards. And we're going to go with this one here, which is the Knight of Tides. And this one, the Queen of Tides. Interestingly enough, I must have a lot of flow, movement, emotion stuff going on right now because we got a lot of water. So 4 of Tides, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just kind of peek into here. So branches, I'm guessing, is going to be more like your wands in this book. It's set up a little differently. Let's see. The Tides, yeah, Tides is going to be like water, things like that. Oh, yeah, so we had 4 of Tides here on that one, right? The 4 of Tides is about self-will, isolation, withdrawing, stagnation, depression, moon, Cancer. So interestingly enough, I would say that like recently it's kind of been with some of the transitions that I've been going through, and that I felt a lot of isolation, a lot of feeling kind of like alone even when I'm not alone type of deal, but also craving that solitude. And it's definitely felt like there's been some blocks lately, but we're moving through those pretty good, so I'm not overly concerned about that. So then when we got here with this one is we had the Knight of Tides, which is about passion, romance, creativity, opportunities, and following your bliss. Again, very much speaks to the things going on in my life right now. And then Queen of Tides, which is emotional awareness, vulnerability, sensitivity, intuition, perception, mysticism, and psychic ability. Again, I've noticed that picking up a lot with me. I've really been more in tune with my emotions lately, and also with being able to be vulnerable and not being afraid of being vulnerable, speaking up for myself. And I've noticed that in doing that, I've been getting some pretty intense downloads, and my intuition has been spot on, and it's been catching people off guard a little bit. Unfortunately, some of them are not so pleased when what they've been trying to hide from me, and that I've already known, and I've been able to say things that have proven that I've known and put their foot in their mouth, kind of. They haven't been so happy about that, but you know, that's part of self-awareness. So not only am I getting more self-awareness with myself and trusting my intuition and things like that, but I'm also kind of reflecting it all back onto the other people too. Certain people that are starting to learn that about themselves, although they don't want to. And then we have spires, which is interesting, and stones. So it's set up a little bit differently, but for the most part, you can kind of figure out, you know, what it is. So if you look in the beginning of the book, it'll tell you that, like, yes, branches are one, so we were right about that. That the tides are cups, which we were right about that, which makes sense with the water. Spires are swords, and the stones are pentacles. So interesting how it's set up. And the artwork is really pretty, actually. I like the artwork on these cards. So that was that deck there. And again, this one is released in July. So now let's check. I really like that first one. That Psychic Tarot one. I like that. So let's see this one. This is Sisterhood of the Seers Oracle by Athena Laz and illustrated by Anna Santos. This one is also another early release. So we actually got 3 early releases in this deck, which is pretty cool. Usually it's not. Usually you'll get 1 or 2 early releases, and then you'll get like the other 2 will just be like recently, you know, like a new release or something. So it's kind of cool, actually. All of these are for my sisters. May you be seen. Looks like it's kind of like an ancestral deck of sorts. This comes with your guidebook. Super easy. Oh, and it's kind of nice, actually, because there are some prayers and invocations in that in here. So you have the Sister of Spirit invocation, and then calling them in here, and it gives you a few different ones of those. So that's kind of cool. A little bit of so it's almost like a little bit of a guidebook with, you know, with prayers and stuff like that in there, which is nice. This says, step into the gentle wisdom of the Sisterhood of the Seers with this 44 card oracle deck designed to reveal your soul's truth. Each card offers clarity, empowerment, and connection to divine feminine energy, which this world greatly needs more of right now. Perfect for daily guidance and introspective journeys. So let's go ahead and shuffle through these cards. So I noticed now these ones, they don't have a coating or anything on them, just like the last, the Mindscapes Tarot didn't have a coating, so they tend to stick, but I noticed that these cards are not sticking. So that Mindscapes Tarot one did a little bit. This one doesn't seem to be doing that at all, even though there's no coating. So they seem to be, I mean, they're shuffling and sliding pretty nice, actually, so let's grab a couple of cards from here, and let's see, So first we got Dream Your True North. Dream Your True North. Of course, there's an owl. And we've got Higher Forces at Play. I like the artwork. There's lots of animals. And Allowing It to Arrive. So these are the three that we just grabbed from here. Just a little sample reading here. As you know, Tales in All Time Spaces. Sorry, I got distracted by that other card. But as most of you know, like, I don't do, like, you know, these are just little sample readings here. So Dream Your True North. So to me, you know, when you're dreaming of something, you're heading forward, you're gaining momentum, you're looking into the future of something, right? Like, you're trying to manifest something. And being that north is typically a forward or upward kind of movement. This card to me is all about sticking with those, making sure that you're trying to manifest your dreams and that you're moving forward to actually manifesting them. Higher forces at play, working alongside with your manifestations and your dreams to create that for you. And then allowing it to arrive, which is obviously about being open to it. And remembering that what's meant for you is going to be for you regardless, but you've got to be open to allowing yourself to receive it. And you've got to be, you know, keeping your focus that what is meant for you is going to be for you. That there's always these outside forces. You have your angels, you have your guides, you have your guardians, and all of that are working for your benefit. And nothing that ever happens in your life, no matter how crappy it is ever to bring you down. It is always for your benefit. And usually if it's a crappy thing going on in your life, there's probably a pretty good lesson in there, so pay attention. Anyway, so this is a little sneak peek at the cards that we got for this month. About 3 months from now, we'll be doing it all again, so we'll see you then. Anyway, you know I have blessings, and reach out if you want a reading and to check out some of these brand new early released card decks.